week, boys, and another twab. This week in Destiny, we hope you had a restful and recuperative end of the year. Guardians, well, aside from pelting each other with snowballs to freeze foes to the bone and the Dawning's new Crucible Ops activity, good thing you could thaw out by Eva Levante's cookie oven and go on baking sprees making tons of cookies for your favorite friends. Now that the snow's melting, we have one final Dawning gift to share, our first TWID of 2026. Celebrating your show-stopping Dawning creations and your seasonal Dawning fashion choices. Stay on target with the Renegades soundtrack. Game to give returns in a big way next week. Be a part of that. New lights learn what makes a Guardian. Let's take a look at what your fellow Guardians shared over the last 3 weeks. Super eventful. I like it. Off to a great start. Delectable Dawning creations. We said Lodi was in need of your seasonal baked goodies, and you responded in force. Thousands of cookies, cakes, and gingerbread confections fill the hashtag, showcasing some serious skills and clever cookery. While we'll be gifting the before dawn emblem to lots and lots of fantastic entries, check your special deliveries. Here's a baker's dozen of highlights in alphabetical order. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's pretty damn good. Nice. Damn, hold on. Look. This looks good. Look at that. Somebody got that shot, you know? Good shit, Dank. Good shit. What? You see, if AI actually does take over, this is what we're gonna have more time for. You know what I'm saying? See, today you see the base models of robots, Boston Dynamics, and whatever else. Tomorrow, though, we've got fucking gingerbread hats for them. You know what I mean? Hive worm cake. Damn. Oh, I like it. The love mint. Yes, Lodi. That's good. Nice. All right. Thanks to all our Guardian bakers for their tasty treats. There were far more than we could feature in this TWID or on our socials, but each and every one was appreciated. Fabulous Dawning fashions. The gauntlet was thrown down when we asked you to design Dawning fashions that wowed the team, and you, Guardians, rose to the challenge. We've alphabetically highlighted a stylist dozen, now a thing, of selections, and the Felix Galaxis emblem is also on its way to a great many more. Okay. All right. Very festive. Yes. Okay. When the entire TWID is community posts, yeah, I think this is pretty much the TWAB this week. Renegade soundtrack on YouTube. From Bungie to our Guardians, we had a special gift for all of you this December. The music you've been swinging practically Blades 2 all month. Check out our Destiny 2 Renegade soundtrack playlist or enjoy the full album as a single YouTube video below. There you go, guys. You can listen to the music. Little Lights, Big Heroes, Game to Give 2026 Guardians. It is once again time to rally in support of the Little Lights. The Bungie Foundation's annual Game to Give fundraising campaign runs from January 12th to the 29th, and with it comes an awesome new set of 90s anime-inspired in-game incentives and another opportunity to show the gaming world the power of our collective light. Along with earning some epic rewards, we'll be spotlighting real Little Lights patients who your support has helped supercharge into heroes and whose courage and joy prove what's possible when Lightkeepers stand together. Head to Tiffy today to set up your fundraising page and tune in for our streaming marathon featuring 200 plus Destiny 2 content creators starting 12 a.m. Pacific on January the 12th. We're going to be part of this, guys. And I told y'all originally that the only slot we got was for... The slot we were going to get was... The only one available was 2 a.m. Pretty early. However, luckily, a slot did open up January the 29th, 9 a.m. Still kind of early for some of you, I know. But 9 a.m. Eastern will be live for that. So essentially the last day. All right, new player guide, your Guardian. Our updated new player guide for Destiny 2 continues to grow. This week brings a section detailing everything new lights need to know about being a Guardian, from subclasses and damage types to weapons and armor. Check out the third installment here. We'll continue adding sections to this guide covering everything new players need to know. Dude, how much time y'all spending with this Bungie? I'm gonna be honest. If I was a new player, I wouldn't read that shit. You know, I'm not hating on anyone that's making that guide, but if I was a new player, I would want to see that in game. If, for instance, if you take things like Path of Exile, when you highlight an ability and it shows a little clip of that ability being used like over and over. No, I understand what what they're trying to accomplish here. I just don't think it's gonna be a resource that new players really use. You know, as much stuff as you can get in game is really better. And I don't know, man. part of me wonders is if like, even like an in-game tutorial that's like, hey, this is blind. You know who actually does a really good job with this shit? Destiny Rising. Yeah. Destiny Rising actually does a really good job of having its training grounds and introducing you to the mechanics of the game. And, you know, you actually are incentivized to go hit that. Aren't you in charge of that, Shaw Han? Dude, Shaw sucks, man. That dude doesn't teach shit. If anything, he teaches you how not to be the Guardian. He wears armor he didn't even earn. All right, so some player support reports, character deletion time limit. With update 9.5.0, we implemented a restriction to how often players can delete and recreate their characters. Players can create and delete characters up to 5 times each before hitting a 24-hour mandatory cooldown. Who's hitting that? Who's deleting their character that many times? Recent known issues. We're investigating an issue where players log into multiple characters of the same class can lose weekly shipments. In the meantime, please make sure you claim any available shipments in Spider's Lounge before logging into alternate characters of the same class. The shader and Darcy weapon ornament in the Darcy bundle doesn't match the shade of blue. The class agnostic helmets. Crucible match is not progressing the B grade or weekly objective. Lawless frontier activities can kick players to orbit if the daily reset time, 9 a.m., occurs mid-activity. The fine artillery specialist does not always spawn in freehold outpost sabotage, blocking progression through the encounter. Okay, so a lot of these are rollover known issues from, well, last year. All right, and the outro for this week, and that'll do it for our first tweet of 2026. From everyone here, we hope you had an excellent holiday and that your new year is off to a great start. Now, to shake all those dawning snowballs out of our boots, the Destiny 2 community team. I know what you're probably thinking. Some of you are probably like, could this not have been an email, or could the TWAB have been juicier? Without a doubt. But I am assuming that, I guess, Bungie's just now getting into the office this week, and maybe they just don't have a whole lot to share. So I will say this. Couple things. Where the hell is Iron Banner? Like, are we just not having an Iron Banner this season? Where's Iron Banner? Renegade's been out for over a month. We have had no Iron Banner. I will say this too. What are we? About at least 3 weeks away from starting to see trailers for the, I guess, the mid-season expansion, right? The equivalent of Ash and Iron. So we should be seeing something from that. But I honestly think what's going to fill our feeds for the next, I don't know, 60 days, probably going to be a lot of marathon stuff. A lot of marathon stuff. Bungie's been consistently dropping marathon stuff. Yeah, in terms of like little clips and things like that. Something I would really like to see from Bungie, though, in the next few weeks is I would actually like to see, like, if there's any philosophical changes going forward. Are we going to get the same cadence of content going into this next year as we experienced this past year? So, and then outside that, what's the long-term plan for Destiny? I'm not talking about Destiny 2. I'm talking about Destiny. What is the long-term plan for Destiny? Yeah, I think that those are the two big things. Third is kind of marathon related stuff, but I just want an open beta for marathon. I would like to do an open beta for it. Yeah, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get some juicy twabs. I will say for now, until Bungie really starts talking about the rollout of content this year, I think, you know, there's a lot of great games out there to be playing. We're going to be playing Anthem, finishing that out before it dies next Monday. And we'll probably pick up a couple games this month. So we're going to mess around with some other things until then.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.